You might think you were in the midst of the forest when you walk into Don Adams' den. You're surrounded by all sorts of animals.
Well, this duck is a canvasback duck. It mostly comes from up in the Virginia area on the ocean. It's a sea duck. This was the first mule deer I ever killed. Matter of fact, the first deer I ever killed. I killed this bear with a bow and arrow in the state of Washington about 4 or 5 years ago. First bear I'd ever killed, and I guess pretty excited about it. That's a wild boar that comes from Tennessee.
These are all trophies that Don has had mounted. There are so many that he doesn't even know the exact number himself. He had this room added on to his house just so he could display the trophies, sort of like a hunting lodge, as he calls it.
Well, there's not a one I'm not proud of. I've had people come in, so that little spiked deer there, say, let me have it. It means as much to me as the biggest one I've got.
These trophies represent more than 10 years of hunting across the United States. You can imagine there are quite a lot of stories Don could tell about some of his kills, like the time he shot his first bear.
Like most people, I was very excited, and I threw my bow down and went over and grabbed a hold of him, which the guide later told me was very dangerous. If the bear hadn't have been completely dead, he could have done some damage to me.
Then there was the time he was out with a guide hunting deer, and he'd missed about 50 that day.
He was beginning to get a little bit upset with me, I think, and finally I was shooting at one that got away from me, and the big one jumped up, and I laid down on a rock and just shot one time and killed him the first shot. And the man finally told me, I guess you're just waiting on a big one. I think I was just waiting on luck to finally connect. Like the old saying, if the lead's in the air, the danger is there, so I finally connected with one.
Don uses both rifle and bow to hunt, but leans toward a bow because it's more sporting.
Now, Don calls himself an average bow shooter. Here's what an average bow shooter can do. These are 2 arrows, and as you can see, they're sort of stuck together right here. That's because Don shot this arrow into this arrow. That's an average shooter now. I'd say that's a little bit better than average.
Mostly luck.
I'm sure there was a lot of skill involved too. Skill that's developed from a sport Don loves for simple reasons.
Mostly just getting out in the woods, getting away from the pressures of life and just watching the wildlife, Not only, a lot of people think all you do when you go hunting is kill stuff, but I'll sit there and watch squirrels and birds. I learn a lot and just enjoy it. It's a good way to relax.